this is our time. We may be the hardest working team in America, but we are also so much more. We are driven to get better and destined to be great. This is Michigan basketball.
Michigan basketball. Hawkeyes possession. Heavy Marshall for three. Iowa fouls for number 20, Kate Martin. The first personal foul. Teams first in the first quarter, technical for Hawkeyes, 40, Sydney Alfonso. And the 1 Molly Davis. And for 2.35, rebound, basketball.
We'd like to welcome in those who've just watched Michigan against Michigan State men's hoops. Thanks Gus Johnson and Jim Jackson on the call. The Connecticut Sun and Wade Trophy winner Steph White. I'm Lisa Byington. We welcome you in for the first time Big Ten women's basketball on Fox. Dee Cantner, Lisa Jones, and Bruce Morris, your officials here tonight. Michigan with a 14-11 edge. Both these teams top 16 in the country. And Caitlin Clark, one of the best scorers in the nation. Inside take for 2, and the lead is cut to 1. Anna Stolke, and the freshman who's getting more playing time, is one of the backup posts here for Iowa. I saw this Iowa Hawkeye team early in the season, and Lisa Bluter talked about Hannah Stolke. We have to find ways to get her more minutes. We've got to figure out a rotation where we're able to have her on the floor. Michigan trying to tackle this Iowa zone, and the kick out. Greta Camp-Schrader, who plays off the bench for Michigan, a transfer from Oregon State. Iowa's had trouble taking care of the basketball in the opening minutes here of this first quarter. 6 turnovers to begin with. But they talked about their identity on the defensive end of the floor and wanting to be one of the best defensive teams in the country. And scout defense is a big part of that. And they've done a good job early in this ballgame. I'd like to see Michigan post up Leah Brown right here. Look at that mismatch with Gabby Marshall. And yes, she's playing that lead guard position, but they can get a mismatch inside and get her some touches on the block. Inside 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. Now Brown keeps it as she draws back out to horse racing. And Leah Brown with a strong take, but you're not in your head. You like that move. I like the look. I think you can get Leah Brown a touch on the block. I think she can give it up, get it back, use that mismatch to their advantage, put some pressure on the Iowa defense in a different way. Brown, one of the 3 double-figure scorers here from Michigan. And Ofer here to begin with, and another walking violation. Ophelia has opened up with 12 points here for the Wolverines. She has had the hot hand, takes the shot from the baseline, make it 14 to begin with for Ophelia. I love how aggressive she's being early, how she's hunting shots. She just looks so comfortable offensively right now. Her pace is very good. Count the bucket. Lisa Bluter has talked about Hannah Stolke being one of the proven top 6 to 7 players here on this team. Molly Davis has also checked in for the first time for Iowa, defending Leah Brown at the point guard spot. Brown taking a baseline pull-up jumper. Those are her first points. 1,601 career points now for Leah Brown after that bucket. And approaching 1,000 career points in her career at Michigan. Offensive rebound, putback for Molly Davis for her first 2. Molly Davis is a player for Iowa that they really need to find her offensive game. I mean, she struggled against Illinois, didn't even have a field goal attempt, and she is a capable scorer. Ties it at 18. Central Michigan transfer, 4 years there. looks like she's comfortable just dribbling out the final few seconds here of this first quarter. Clark with 2 points. She's taken 2 shots here so far. Handoff to Molly Davis. Nowhere to go. 3 collapsing and a cutting. Kate Martin, who comes up empty-handed. The only meeting of the regular season here between the Wolverines and the Hawkeyes. Putting it up and through. She's true to the process. She continued to get better every year. And now it's her time. It's her time to be a leader. It's her time to be a go-to. Evans clears, gives it out to Leah Brown, who's been asked to play more point guard for Michigan this year. Kick out to Jordan Hobbs, who takes it all the way inside. So some bench points and the largest lead of the game here for Michigan. A year ago, a majority of the production coming from Naz Hillman, coming on the interior. Now, you have to scout everyone. You never know who's going to get the shot, where it's going to come from. Michigan forcing yet another turnover. Leah Brown just swings the pass over to Kaiser. Coming at Caitlin Clark. She's not getting loose. And an offensive foul. I guess it's where you put your muscle, right? I guess so. Go to Camp Schrayer. And down low to Emily Kaiser. Kaiser's got 6 points. Michigan's leading scorer, leading rebounder. One of the 3 players here from Michigan. Top 15 in the Big Ten in scoring. Part of a 10-0 Wolverines run. A touch to Sonata. Kenna Warnock pump fake, leaves it short. Gabby Marshall chases it down. Sonata really having to work to get position inside. And her first points come with 6:29 left in the second quarter. She doesn't need a lot of dribbles. It's Iowa looking to rebound after a loss to a much improved Illinois basketball team. Michigan coming off a win against Penn State here at home. Camp Schrader knocks it down. The transfer from Oregon State and the pride of Naperville North. And a tie-up. You know, she looked a little bit like Molly Murray, who used to play here at Michigan. And Molly actually was one of the assistant coaches for her in high school. Are you going back to our day? Our day back in the 90s? Way back in the 90s. I am Steph White. There you go. Monica Sonato battling for it. And she drops in another bucket. And the more often Monica Sonato can get some shots down low, it's going to open it up for Caitlin Clark. Because right now, everybody's worried about Clark coming off of screens, coming off of on balls. If Sonato can get loose and continue to get some scores, it's going to open it up. And now it's Iowa turning over Michigan. 6 turnovers now for the Wolverines as Marshall brings it up. Clark coming towards it. Filio defending. Michigan's top defender in a 2-player game between Sonato and Clark, and it's the second bucket for Caitlin Clark. But they understand what one another is going to do. Played together for 3 years now. And have brought Iowa all kinds of success. Kaiser goes high glass. Evans battling for the offensive rebound, and she has picked up her second. And the bookends in terms of positions, the point guard position, the post position, having that interior and outside balance. You know, Sonato kind of plays an old school game, if you will, with her back to the basket. Molly Davis gets the bucket, but she goes down hard, hit her hip. Well, you see how gingerly Molly Davis is walking off the court here right now, getting some help. And I mentioned one of the 4 newcomers here for an Iowa team that has returned 5 starters from last year's Big Ten regular season and tournament championship team. 4.5 left here in this first half. Delia up against Marshall, and she walked with it. You can see that coming. A couple of turnovers for Michigan in the last 3 possessions. And what a pass, Caitlin Clark, just right where it needed to be for Monica Sonato. Slower start here for Caitlin Clark, who averaged about 42 points per game in the 2 games against Michigan last year. But that's when it's scary, right? That's when it's scary when it's a slow start, because you know she can heat up and she can score quickly in bunches. Put up 46 on this floor last year. An unbelievable performance as Sonano draws another foul. You see those numbers that she put up. Both of those games happening last February. Had 6 threes in one game, 8 threes in another. And the 46 points that she put up here on February 6th on this floor still remains her career high. And Iowa on a 10-0 run here right now. And they just keep chipping away. They're changing it up a little bit defensively in this zone. They'll come out, trap, get a little bit more aggressive, and then get back in. This is where, if you're Michigan, you don't want to get away from being in attack mode. You don't want to keep the ball on the perimeter and start just jacking a lot of shots. You want to do that. Continue to attack. Get those kind of shots off with the driving kick. Maddie Nolan tickling the twine, and her first three-point make. Veteran lineup here for the Michigan Wolverines as well. Maddie Nolan, a senior on this roster. Score the bucket for Caitlin Clark. Kaiser took a peek inside. Brown now gives it back to Kaiser. You see that double team coming, splits it. Did she really gain 8 pounds of muscle? I love that she said, I don't know, did she tell you that? She did say that. On the move, good catch, good pass, good finish, Stolke. You see another change in the zone, picking up one-on-one full court back into the zone, just trying to keep Michigan off balance. High low look, good move from Cameron Williams, a tough move right underneath the basket. Cameron Williams, another one of those players that just develops, only averaged a little under 7 minutes a game a year ago, playing 20 minutes a ball game now and contributing night in and night out. Threes are falling from McKenna. Shot clock still in play. We're inside a minute here in this first half. Cross-court pass, diagonal pass to find Cameron Williams for 6 points. Really good crowd on hand. They've filled the upper deck to watch this top 16 matchup. 2 of the best in the Big Ten, 2 of the best in the country here on Fox. And about a 3-second differential between game and shot clock. Clark, one of those distance attempts, strings it up. Look out. Her first three-point make, and it's a deep one. You know she likes that left step back, and she doesn't need a lot of time or a lot of space. And Caitlin Clark just nails it. And that's a good contest. That's just a heck of a shot. Good contest, better shot. Better shot. Baseball pass to Kaiser, those soft hands, turns and fires, couldn't get it. She got a good look at it. Iowa waited until the waning moments of the second quarter to lead for the first time. 3 to her left. It was the only 3 that she's made here so far. But she can score in bunches. What a second effort by Cameron Williams to come up with that loose ball and finish. Sonano chases it down and just feeds Warnock. 3 threes for Warnock, and the putback is good. Iowa takes the lead right back. Back and forth we go here in Ann Arbor. Leah Brown's been quiet, offensively, scoring-wise. They feed her. She works it around the field. All 14 points for Layla Thera coming in the first quarter. She was shut out in the second quarter. 10,731 crowd here in Ann Arbor. Raiders coming back. They were the number 2 seed in the NCAAs last year. Catch and shoot for Brown. And a rebound there to Caitlin Clark. I think Leah Brown has to be more aggressive offensively for Michigan. She's sliding into that point guard role as Caitlin Clark gets to the rim again for 2. And I think sometimes when you do, your mentality changes and you look to facilitate. She can be a great scorer and needs to be a great scorer for Michigan consistently. And her assist numbers have gone up in conference play. Cameron Williams' career against Ohio State on New Year's Eve, career highs in points and rebounds. Sonano gets the touch, quickly gets it out to Kate Martin. Spin move. What a move that was, but couldn't get it to drop. Kaiser turns and faces, feeds Brown. A cutting Brown for two. Leah Brown, 2 of 7 shooting here from the field. He averages about 15 points per game here for the season. Good luck, battle for the rebound. McKenna Warnock coming down with it. That was a heck of a rebound. That was a heck of a rebound. Almost all one-handed. Caitlin Clark in the end one. She had been sitting on 2 points, as we showed you, until the tail end of the second quarter in the first half. She can put up some points quickly. You can't relax. She's not going to relax. She's going to continue to move. She's going to continue to hunt shot opportunities. And anytime she gets a little bit of space, it's going up. Player who averages about 27 points per game. Only one game this year where she hasn't reached the 20-point mark. And down Iowa, and here comes Caitlin Clark, weaving through this Michigan defense. Skips the pass over to Molly Davis, checks her feet and fires. Three-point edge here for Iowa. Michigan now on the move. Catch, control, and 2 for Elise Stuck. What a great catch in traffic. Able to get on balance, finish off at 2 feet. You can't let Caitlin Clark go left. She had plenty of choices, as you would imagine. Notre Dame, Iowa State, to stay close to home. And Iowa is happy that she's doing that. The highest career scoring average in NCAA. Caitlin Clark sitting this one out the last few minutes. She's getting set to check back in, as well as Monica Sonano. So interesting that Iowa going without their top 2 players during this stretch. Michigan trying to take advantage. Nice move by Jordan Hobbs. Yeah, having both of them out at the same time, out of that timeout. You know, something you don't typically see from Lisa Bruder. Stokey, an important bucket. Schrader off the mark, and a foul there on the loose ball. They're going to get stuck with her second. And so Iowa surviving just a brief few minutes without Sonano and Clark, and still hanging on to this 3-point edge. And the chess matchup, Kim Barnes-Arico trying to get Layla Filia a blow. Wow, Caitlin Clark was out. Monica Sonano doesn't stop moving either. She is constantly working for good post position. And she has led the nation in field goal percentage. Filia again came out with a hot hand in the first quarter, trying to regain that. Over to Hobbs. Too strong on the 3-point attempt. Put down the 3-point shot, not Michigan's strength this year. And flipping it up, it drops. Kate Martin with a huge and one. I like how aggressive Kate Martin has been. And I don't know right here. It looked like she did pass it right between Leah Brown's legs. That bounce pass into the post player and then cutting off the ball. Defenses tend to relax a little bit once your man gets rid of the ball, and Leah Brown relaxes for just a second and Kate Martin takes advantage. All 6 coming this half here for Kate Martin. You talk about development. She did start a game as a freshman. And largest lead of the game now for the Hawkeyes at +8. Another turnover. Trailing by 8. The biggest deficit that Michigan has trailed here tonight. Caitlin Clark from the baseline. Rims out. See, that's the challenge when you're sending multiple players to Caitlin Clark or multiple players. I think Michigan's got to get more ball movement. They can go to multiple players. I liked when Leah Brown was getting the ball at the high post. But see how the ball's sticking. Everybody's catching and holding it for 2 or 3 seconds. You can't do that. It's got to move quickly. Brown drops it off to Kaiser, who is slow to get up. As we had mentioned, such a good story here from Michigan. Been the backup the last few years to Haley Brown and Naz Hillman. And now this is her year, averaging career high numbers. Double team coming for Clark. She has to give it up to Warnock. And that post touch from Sonano. And a rare miss from that position for Monica Sonano. Really good defense by Cameron Williams. Staying vertical. Close range opportunity that won't fall for Evans in Michigan. Jump ball. 9 on the shot clock as Clark tosses it from the baseline. Quick entry pass into Monica Sonano. With 44 seconds left to play against shot clock in play. Catch and shoot, count the bucket for Brown. And the baseline out of bounds. That's what I was talking about right there. Leah Brown has that advantage over any of the lead guards that are guarding her. I think Michigan can look for some more of that in the half court too. Great cut. Clark takes it inside. 18 points now for Caitlin Clark, who averages 27 per game. Monica Sonano is such a good passer on the interior. I mean, she knows when her teammates are cutting and how to get it to them. Talk about the synergy. We asked Caitlin Clark and Monica Sonano. They played together for 3 years. You just have to think less, right? Now with that pump fake, she's looking for the shot. Throws it. Plays beat the buzzer and wins. Between Iowa and Michigan, two of the top teams in the conference and the country. Both of them with 3-1 conference records coming into tonight. And the first possession, and Caitlin Clark draws the foul. Caitlin Clark steps into the charity stripe and knocks down the first. She needs to do what? Gotta have the ball in her hands because she's got to be the source of offense, whether she's scoring or facilitating. That pass just dribbling into the hands of Kaiser, turns and fires. Iowa, that's not a surprise. When this is a team that averages 86 points a ball game, 90 in conference play, they're going to continue to come at you. But shots like that, where she doesn't have a hand up and a hand in her face, 23 points now for the game. Nolan looking for something. She's in trouble. Trying to feed Kaiser there on the post. It's another Michigan turnover. Iowa, at least on this possession, using some clock. Shot clock's down to 5. Crossover. Molly Davis taking it inside. Well, she's not very big. 5'7". A big heart on that play. She's got 6 points in the game. And Molly Davis is a scorer. She averaged almost 19 points a game a year ago at Central Michigan. She knows how to put the ball in the hole. Again, playing back in her home state. Kaiser turns and faces, takes it all the way. A tough 2 to make, and 15 points now for Emily Kaiser. Comes Molly Davis, kicks it back out. Marshall taking a peek inside, and a touch to Sonano. A back cut for Clark, and execution at a high level for Iowa. And the timing. Caitlin Clark saw the entry pass was coming. As soon as it hit the hands of Monica Sonano, she was moving. 7 this quarter for Caitlin Clark. Nowhere to go. Layla Felia, sometimes on that baseline, that next level is to keep that dribble alive. Go out the backside. There was nobody in the drip position for her to pass to. And again to Sonano. And Sonano will sit out 5 of 7 from the field. Get a little bit of a breather along with Molly Davis. Kaiser over to Hawkes. A couple of key buckets, and you can add that one to it. And the lead is 11. 5 minutes and some change left to play in Ann Arbor. Michigan on the push. Some of the bench players here from the Wolverines trying to get it into it. What a catch, what a finish. Kaiser for 2, and here come the Wolverines. Is this Caitlin Clark time? She gives it up to Martin. Off the left side of the rim. And Michigan has another offensive possession coming up. The Big Ten Conference women's basketball on Fox for the first time. And 4.5 minutes left to play between these two top teams in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Evans takes a peek into Kaiser coming out of that timeout. Davis, the Central Michigan transfer, trying to direct traffic, finding Clark with 5 here to shoot. Whips the pass in the post. Here for Sonano. Pump fake. Goes high. Glass for 2. 17 for Monica Sonano. A great move by Sonano. Typically, she has that left shoulder move, and the counter this time. Puts it up on the left side. Iowa's going to use the clock. They're going to really execute. By the way, Hobbs has tied her career high with the 9 points. She did it early in the season against Delaware State. There's a 3 look for Warnock. Wow. When she's coming off of a screen, you got to chase her. You got to be there on the catch. 4 3-point makes for Warnock. She has increased her 3-point shooting efficiency in conference play. Evans step-through move against Sonano, who clears it over to Clark. And Lisa Bluter takes a look at her superstar and says, settle down and slow down. As Caitlin Clark lowers her head, goes right through the whole Michigan defense for that. She's right at her average with 27. Caitlin Clark says, what's that? Slow down, I'm going to the rack. Filia takes it inside, coming with 1:49 left in the first quarter. And she sinks that free throw. Going to have to come with some pressure right here off of this free throw. This is Iowa that's been 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Here comes that pressure. Filia takes it away. Maddie Nolan looking for some help. Passes up the 3 for her. And that's a shot that Maddie Nolan has to take. From the out of bounds, Brown gets her own miss. Puts it back. Body bucket and 30-second shot clock. You got to come with pressure. You want to try to turn them over. 13 of the 15 points for Leah Brown in this second half. Flip the switch in terms of her aggressiveness offensively. Huge possession here for Iowa. Splitting the difference. The kick out. Marshall. A huge 3 from the corner. Gabby Marshall coming into this game 1 of 13 from the 3 in conference play. They needed her to get going, and that is a big-time confidence booster. And there's the answer, and a new career high here for Jordan Hobbs, who's got 12. Iowa with the 7-point advantage. Possession ball game. Maybe one quick trap, try to get a steal out of it, and then I think you have to extend the game. You got to foul. But you got to know who to foul in these moments. So you don't get it right away if you're Michigan when you get to that point that they're shooting. And here's the deal is Michigan has some fouls to give and some precious time ticking off. They've got 3 team fouls here in this quarter. They need to get to 5 to force Iowa in the bonus. 86% free throw shooter here for the season. Michigan's got to score and score quickly. Here comes Brown. Pull-up jumper is good. She has turned the switch. Iowa just at about its season average. Hate to put importance on one game, but these two teams won't get a second crack at each other. And some of the top 10 or the top Big Ten teams tested. Kaiser, a quick kick out there to Brown. And off the glass and around the calls. Good Iowa's offenses as well. Some balanced scoring here from the Hawkeyes, and they've tallied 90 points. A team that puts up about 86 per the season, and they do try to target Molly Davis. And these will be the first free throws of the night for Molly Davis. Midland, Michigan native. Transfer out of Central Michigan. Back playing in her home state. Fills them both. No timeouts for Michigan, so I like this little quick on-ball screen action. You got to get a quick score and a foul. Brown pulls up again. The rebound to Caitlin Clark. Michigan letting the time tick away. Marshall over to Sonano. There's your cherry on top for the Iowa Hawkeyes. What an effort by the Hawkeyes. Slow start, but you know they're going to stay with what they do. They're going to stick to the process. Offensively found their superstars, and everybody else continued to step up. Clark nearly with the pickoff. This Iowa offense only scored 18 points in the first quarter and then slowly built from there. 23 in the second, 25 in the third, and 28 in the fourth quarter. They can fill it up now. Warnock with the takeaway, and that'll do it. Iowa with an important win on the road against number 14 Michigan to improve to 4-1 in Big Ten play. Lisa Bluter's got to be happy with the way that her team bounced back. Certainly a disappointing loss at Illinois, but they had some time to work on things they needed to work on, and they came out with a big win here today. We hope you enjoyed our coverage for the first time showcasing Big Ten women's basketball on Fox.